Don't you love Blackjack? The thrill, the challenge, the big payout after going all in. But hate when you run out of money and you can't play no more? Maybe you're not even in it for the money, maybe you're just there for fun, for the thrill, or you're just an addict. But there's no such thing as an addict, am I right? We all know you can quit anytime if you want. Alright, enough of this. I know you're here for one reason. How do I win and win and win money? Even if you don't play for the money and just for the thrill, this video is still for you. Why? Well, this video is about strategies on how to win more, to gamble even more. You probably already know how the game works if you click on this video. Basically, it's get as close as possible to 21 without exceeding. The battle starts not when the cards have been dealt, but where you choose to play. Never, ever play digital blackjack since there's a huge possibility it's rigged. Geographical factors are the high and the low, the wide and the narrow, the far and the near, the difficult and the easy, the little and the safe. Sun Tzu, Art of War, Book 1. Next, how much should you bet? 100, 1,000, maybe you want to go with the safe play and go for 1 out of 1,000 of your total bankroll each bet, or take a bigger risk and do 50% of your bankroll. It depends on you. Just know that you should not expect to always win. There will be losses. Expect to lose big, to win big. It's part of it. Expend thousands of pounds of gold per day. Only then are 100,000 troops raised. Sun Tzu, Art of War, Book 2. Now, it's time for the cards to be dealt. Remember, it's you versus the dealer. The dealer is your main conflict. Blackjack is not just a lucky card game, it's a game that also involves psychology, strategy, and skill. Your mental mind will come to play. You can't just give up after one loss. It will not be over until you win. Just like what Sun Tzu said in Art of War, Book 3. So those sophisticated at using forces neutralize an adversary's military power, but not through battles. Occupy an adversary's cities, but not through siege. And destroy an adversary's country, but not through protraction. Ensuring perfect contention in the world. Their blades are not dulled while their advantages are fully gained. These are the fundamentals for planning an offense. Now, analyze the board. Your cards, the other player's cards, and especially the dealer's up card. You can't only look at your cards and if you see you have a value of 12, you choose hit since it's a low number, but then you get hit with a 10, so you lose. You forgot to analyze the dealer's up card, that is 6, which is a weak number. And if you just stand, you have a better chance of winning. It's like what Sun Tzu said in Art of War Book 3. By perceiving the enemy and perceiving ourselves, there will be no unforeseen risk in any battle. By not perceiving the enemy yet perceiving ourselves, there will be partial victory and partial loss. By not perceiving the enemy and not perceiving ourselves, every battle will be an unforeseen risk. Now, let's say you got dealt with an ace and an 8. And since you did what I said last round, you check the dealer's up card and see a 10. What will you do? Would you stand or hit? In this scenario, it's a stand. You might ask, why should I stand if I get an ace? Which could turn into a 1 or 11. Remember, you have a soft hand and the dealer has a strong card. You have a total of 19 and that should be enough to have a massive chance of winning. And even if there's a chance of the dealer getting a blackjack or 20, you must trust your card. You must not be greedy and control yourself. Those who weigh victory engage their people in battle, just as if they had released the floodgates on an extremely deep gorge. That is control. Sun Tzu, Art of War, Book 4. You might have been playing for a while and only had let's say a 20% win rate. That's shit, but don't give up. The cards that have been dealt will never go back to the deck for the next round. Let's say this is the 7th round or whatever. If you followed my advice, you kept analyzing the board even if you keep losing. Then you got a value of 19 and the dealer's up card is a 10. His chances of getting a blackjack is higher than usual. But from the analyzing you did, you know that 3 out of 4 ace cards have already been dealt. His chances of getting an ace is low. So you stand true to your card and you win. And that win will feel really good because you know your hard analysis paid off. So those sophisticated at actuating the enemy contain them, and the enemy will surely follow. Leave opportunities and the enemy will surely take a chance. Manipulate them through stillness, and lie in wait for them with soldiers. Sun Tzu, Art of War, Book 5. You might have realized by now that in Blackjack, the house mostly always wins. It's not a fair man's game. The house or the dealer is always the superior one. But you cannot surrender. Just like what Sun Tzu said, therefore, plan, but know the calculation of gains and losses. Mobilize, but know the causes for action and inaction. Control, but know lethal and safe terrains. And fight, but know where there are sufficiencies and deficiencies. Art of War, Book 6. This video is not only about winning blackjack anymore. It's now about dominating the game. You will never be satisfied by just winning one game of blackjack. You must win the casino. It's not just a game anymore. It's a war. After playing and playing, you realize that the casino is just there to feed your addiction. Your lust for thrill is what keeps them alive. And you realize they're using you. So you must gain alliances, build an army, teach them what I taught you, and lead them. Together, we will milk this casino dry. Forces achieve missions with an expectation, take action to fit the advantages, and create diversity through scattering and regrouping. Thus, they act as swiftly as the wind. They march as steadily as forests, invading like fire, standing firm like mountains, as unpredictable as rain clouds, striking like thunder and lightning. Sun Tzu, Art of War, Book 7. Assign each person to dominate one game. Assign one in poker, in blackjack, roulette, slots, baccarat, everything. Don't let any game be spared. Invade a countryside and rule the people. Expand one's land and rule the advantageous points. Weigh situations and then take action. Sun Tzu, Art of War, Book 7. As your army grows, you yourself can't handle them all. So assign commanders on each game. But beware, even though they're your commanders and you pick them since they might be there from the start or have the skills to lead, they are still humans. They have their own weaknesses. Commanders can have 5 pitfalls. In having a death wish, they can be killed. In having self-preservation, they can be captured. In having short tempers, they can be humiliated. In having moral sensibility, they can be insulted. In having fondness for the people, they can be worried. Aloof, these 5 are commander's flaws and are disastrous during employment of forces. An army's failure and a commander's extermination are definitely due to these 5 pitfalls. These must never be taken lightly. Sun Tzu, Art of War, Book 8. With this large of an operation, it's impossible for the house to not notice it. They will surely act accordingly, and you will be prepared for that. Watch their every move, judge it, and respond. When they start kicking your men for winning too much, employ another on that game. When they start limiting your wins, deploy more soldiers. And when they close the games, that's when you know you're winning. With forces, many are not necessarily ideal. Just do not advance boldly. Be able to concentrate strength decisively. Anticipate the enemy and annihilate the adversary. That is all. Only those who deliberate carelessly and lightly view their enemies will be ensnared by the adversary. Sun Tzu, Art of War, Book 9. In this situation, the war is getting more lethal. The stress is stacking and it doesn't only apply to you. Be compassionate but never overindulge subordinates. Soldiers who are treated kindly but cannot be ordered, care for but cannot be employed, and unruly but cannot be disciplined are like spoiled children. They are useless. Sun Tzu, Art of War, Book 10. In this ongoing conflict, if done successfully, the house will do everything in its power to stop you. You might be tempted to also go full power on them and send all your troops all at once, but don't do that. A successful offense should be done with surprise. Wait for an advantage. At the start, we act like reticent maidens. Once the adversary in conflict opens the door, burst through like a fleeing hare. The enemy will fail to resist in time. Sun Tzu, Art of War, Book 11. If you see something's not going your way, the soldiers are falling, the plan is showing signs of not working, there's no going back. Commit fully and win. There's no other option. Many of your soldiers are already down, but you cannot. Once armed conflict has begun, no one can ever redress its losses in any way. For those enraged may be happy again, and those infuriated may be cheerful again, but annihilated countries may never exist again, nor may the dead ever live again. Sun Tzu, Art of War, Book 12. With all this back and forth, nothing will be concluded. Just by dominating the enemy's troops, you can never win. It's like you're fighting a tentacle monster. Just by only slicing the tentacles, you won't achieve victory. It can just regrow. But if you went and sliced its head off, the tentacles will stop growing and you'll achieve victorious. What it means is you must bring it down from the inside. The source. I don't mean to get in there and kill them one by one. That's an option too, but there's a safer way yet more rewarding. Gaining intelligence. By knowing what they know, you'll know more than what they know. Therefore, achieving victory. That's why you must deploy agents. When an army is intended to be struck, a city is intended to be besieged, or an adversary is intended to be killed, be certain to first learn the names of their defending commanders, his aides, his couriers, his gate guards, and his administrative officers. Order our agents to ferret this out without fail. Sun Tzu, Art of War, Book 13. Always remember that information is the most important tool in war. You can't win a fist fight if you can see. Long ago, the rise of the Shang sovereign was due to the Yizi in the Xia court. The rise of the Zhou sovereign was due to Luya in the Shang court. Only when enlightened lords and distinguished commanders are able to use highly intelligent men as their agents, will they certainly have great success. Sun Tzu, Art of War, Book 13. With this, if you follow each of every step and follow each of every advice I give, you should now be in control of the game.